The phone buzzed once on the nightstand, a single vibration that sliced through the silence of our bedroom like a scalpel. I was half asleep, tangled in sheets that still smelled of Sarah's lavender shampoo, when the screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize. Jay. My thumb hovered, heart already sprinting ahead of reason. I shouldn't have unlocked it. 8 years of marriage had taught me trust is a muscle you flex, not a vault you crack open. Yet there I was, thumbprint betraying me, staring at a thread of messages that turned my stomach inside out. Last night was everything, the newest one read. Can't stop thinking about your mouth. Below it, a photo. Sarah's bare shoulder, the freckles I used to trace like constellations, now glowing under someone else's flash. My lungs forgot their job. I sat up, the room tilting, and scrolled upward through a trail of nights I'd spent believing she was at yoga or grabbing drinks with the girls. Each text was a landmine. Each emoji a shrapnel wound. I heard the front door click downstairs. Sarah, home from her morning run, humming off-key to whatever true crime podcast she binged. The sound used to make me smile. Now it scraped like nails on chalkboard. I shoved the phone under the pillow and lay back, eyes fixed on the ceiling fan spinning lies in lazy circles. Footsteps on the stairs. The creak of the third step she always skipped because it groaned. The soft pad of her socks across hardwood. Then she was in the doorway, ponytail damp, cheeks flushed, radiating the effortless beauty that had stopped my heart the day we met in that overcrowded coffee shop. "Morning, babe," she whispered, leaning down to kiss my forehead. Her lips tasted like mint and secrets. I let them linger a second too long, memorizing the weight of the lie. "Couldn't sleep?" she asked, peeling off her tank top. I watched the familiar choreography, sports bra tugged over her head, ponytail whipped free, hair cascading like it had a right to be innocent. My tongue felt stapled to the roof of my mouth. "Bad dreams," I managed. The words came out gravel rough. She didn't notice. She never noticed anymore. She padded into the bathroom, and the shower hissed alive. Steam curled under the door like guilty breath. I retrieved her phone, hands trembling so hard the screen blurred. I forwarded the entire thread to myself, then deleted the evidence. The act felt surgical, cold, necessary. Downstairs, I brewed coffee I wouldn't drink. The kitchen still had the faint scent of last night's garlic bread, our Tuesday ritual. Sarah bounded down in jeans and the soft gray sweater I'd bought her for Christmas. She poured herself a mug, leaned against the counter, and smiled the smile that once convinced me forever was a promise, not a gamble. "Big day?" I asked, voice steady as glass about to shatter. "Same old," she said, blowing across the coffee. "Deadlines. Donna being Donna. You." "Same old," I echoed. The words tasted like rust. She kissed me goodbye at the door, lingering just enough to convince a weaker man. I watched her back the car out, taillights disappearing around the corner. Then I opened my laptop and let the forwarded messages bloom across the screen like crime scene photos. The first affair text was dated 3 months ago. 3 months of late meetings. 3 months of her coming home glowing, blaming the gym. I cross-referenced calendars, receipts, the mileage on her car. Every lie lined up like dominoes. I felt the click in my chest, the moment love calcifies into evidence. I didn't confront her that night, or the next. I became an archaeologist of my own ruin, unearthing hotel charges, a second Uber account, a playlist titled J. Love on her Spotify. Each discovery was a fresh autopsy on the marriage I thought was breathing. I slept on the couch, claiming deadlines. She claimed exhaustion. We orbited each other like planets that had forgotten gravity. On the 7th night, I cooked her favorite, lemon ricotta pasta, set the table with the good candles, poured the Barolo we'd saved for anniversaries. She walked in, eyes widening with fragile hope. "Special occasion?" she asked, slipping off her coat. "Anniversary of the day I fell in love with you," I lied. It was close enough to the truth to sting. We ate. We laughed about nothing. I watched her twirl pasta the way she did when we were 25 and broke, splitting one plate at the corner bistro. When the dishes were done, I took her hand and led her to the living room. The fire crackled. Her phone sat face down on the coffee table like a loaded gun. "Sarah," I said, voice soft enough to cut. "Who's Jay?" The color drained from her face in a single heartbeat. She opened her mouth, closed it. The fire popped, spitting sparks. "I can explain," she started. "Don't." I turned her phone over, woke the screen. The lock code was still our wedding date. Of course it was. The message thread glowed between us. She stared at it like it belonged to a stranger. "Ethan, it was a mistake. A stupid, drunken. 3 months of mistakes." My laugh cracked like ice. Hotel receipts, playlists, 2 a.m. Uber rides to an address in Logan Square. "That's not a mistake, Sarah. That's a subscription." Tears welled, but I was past pity. "I was lonely," she whispered. "You were always working, always distracted. So you rented out my wife." The words tasted like bile. "I was building us a future. You were dismantling it in a Marriott." She reached for me. I stepped back. The distance between us had never felt so galactic. "I ended it," she said, voice breaking. "Yesterday. I swear." "Yesterday," I repeated. "After I started sleeping on the couch. After I stopped touching you. Convenient timing." "I love you," she sobbed. "I don't know why I did it. I hate myself." "I don't recognize you," I said. The honesty hurt more than anger. The woman I married would have talked to me, fought with me. Not this. She sank to the rug, knees buckling. I watched her cry the way you watch a house burn, helpless, furious, mourning the blueprint. I packed a bag that night. She begged in the hallway, barefoot, mascara streaking like war paint. "Please, Ethan. Counseling. Time. Anything. I need to breathe air that isn't poisoned," I said, zipping the duffel. "You took 8 years and turned them into a crime scene. I can't unsee the blood." She clutched my sleeve. "I regret it every second. I lost everything for one day of weakness. One day." I met her eyes, red-rimmed, desperate. "You lost us over 94 days. Count them." I walked out into the cold without looking back. The streetlights blurred through tears I refused to let fall until the Uber turned the corner. Behind me, our house, our life, stood dark except for the flicker of the fireplace, dying slow. 6 months later, the divorce papers arrived. She signed without contest, scrawling her name like an apology. I heard through mutual friends she'd quit her job, moved into a studio, listened to sad songs on repeat. She sent letters I never opened. Voicemails I deleted unheard. Regret, I learned, is a loud tenant. It echoes long after the lease is up. Some nights I still smell lavender on my pillow and reach for a warmth that isn't there. Betrayal doesn't end with discovery. It metastasizes. Trust is a bone that heals crooked. But I'm learning to walk again, one deliberate step at a time, carrying the scar where love used to live. And somewhere across the city, Sarah wakes alone, staring at the ceiling fan we picked out together, spinning lies she can't outrun. One day, she says, was all it took. I say it took 8 years to build what she destroyed in 94. The math is brutal. The heart keeps the receipts.